So, guys, I do have a couple people that came back to me and asked me, it's like, hey, Lisa, can you punch me some numbers if I were to sell my house? And these are a lot of people just like you guys who are a little bit apprehensive, who are like, this house might be a little bit too small for me. I don't know how long it's going to, how long I'm really going to live in here for. So, then this first scenario, this person actually bought in 2017. It took him about a year to really get his foot wet and everything like that. So this house was actually a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom in Elk Grove in 2017. I know it's kind of crazy because at that time it was only $339,000 of what he purchased. He got
That's an
this.
Elk Grove.
That's an Elk Grove, you guys. That's an Elk Grove.
Man.
Okay. I know. He bought this as an FHA loan, 3.5% down. So with closing costs and everything like that, his cost out of pocket was a little shy of $22,000. Okay. Great guy, young, in his 20s and everything. And I wanted to share a couple of things with you guys so that you can see what went on then and what's going on now. Okay. His interest rate right there was 3.9%. His monthly payment with property tax, home insurance, mortgage insurance, everything was $22.50 and 25 cents. Prior to owning, he was renting for about $1,500. Okay. The difference between his rent and his mortgage was about $750 and some change. So in the 5 years that he's had this house, okay, that difference was $45,000. I want to show you guys this so that you can see that, hey, in the event that home ownership isn't for you, that's okay. If you decide that you're going to live in this home because your landlord hasn't increased your rent, and in a perfect scenario, they'll never increase your rent, right? In a perfect world and perfect scenario, you could actually
Yeah.
possibly save, okay, the amount out of pocket for buying a house and the amount of saving a month from the difference between renting and owning, okay? It's a little shy of $67,000, which is actually pretty darn good, wouldn't you say, Chia?
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Right. So let's just say in this scenario, this person actually purchased a house and now he's getting ready to sell. This house is actually now worth about $593,000, you guys.
That's
So,
about right. Elk
yeah,
Grove.
I want to share with you this because as a renter, your potential savings, if again in a perfect world, a little shy of $67,000, he just earned 3 times of what he put in here, which is an equity of 254. He's selling it with a top agent, and usually my top agents charge around 8%. Okay, guys, and that's because they get top dollar for their people, and this is the cost for that because it's shared between the listing agent and the buyer agent. Closing costs, I'm going to say roughly about $5,000. His remaining loan amount is roughly about 303. So he's still netting after all of that, you guys. Okay. He's still netting about $237,000, which is an earning of over 3.5 of what he put into. So you guys ask yourself, would you, if somebody said, hey, we're going to give you that one chance to go back in time, would you do this? Would you do it, Chia?
I would do it just because it's a
Now that you
no-brainer,
know,
like
right?
yeah, it's a no-brainer because I made a video similar to this a few months ago about like people that, just can't afford their dream home right off the gate. Like some people, they gotta start slow, like with a starter home and then outgrow that and then upgrade to their dream home. This is a perfect example of that. Like if people would have bought during that time and like not did any refis, cash outs, or anything like that, and just kept paying it. Like now, if they were to sell it around this price point, all that equity, and then put that towards a down payment on their dream home, their payments would still be within a reason to where it's a no-brainer to upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the kicker. So when he first bought this home, he's starting out, he's a young guy and everything like that. Okay. So he didn't have a whole lot, but now he has a lot more equity and he's thinking, okay, what can I get for that? And can I start to get my dream purchase? Absolutely. Chia, is it reasonable to say for $650,000 purchase that you can possibly get a 4 to 5 bedroom, 2 to 3 bathroom in Elk Grove right now?
For sure. For sure. Yeah, you
Okay.
can.
So I did this again. I like to be a little bit conservative. So he's putting 30% down, which makes his down payment 195,000. Closing cost is about 12,000. And if you've seen any of the other videos, you know I always pat it as a high, okay? So that you have that leverage to say to Mr. Seller that, hey, I love your house so much, I'm willing to pay my closing costs and yours. So I do cushion it on a high side for your benefit, okay? Now, if it is less, absolutely, the money still goes back into your pocket. So now the cost out of pocket is about 207. You still have a little over $30,000 to buy furniture, to cater to life events, and right now the average interest rate is 3.75. I know everybody's a little bit scared and everything like that because the interest rates did go up, but 5 years ago, guys, it was 3.9 for him for an FHA loan. This is still conventional. So we're going back almost to that time. Not a bad thing yet, okay, guys? Which makes his monthly mortgage for a $650,000 purchase, okay, of a little shy of $2,900. His old mortgage was $2,250, okay? The
So this
difference
is based
between
off. This is based off
Mhm.
of an actual client that you have.
Yes, this is based off of an actual client considering selling,
Good to
okay?
know. Good to
So
know.
here's the thing. Now that he has 2 extra bedrooms, okay, could he potentially rent one out to cover the difference?
Oh, he could do a
Could you
lot
rent
of
it
things with
to
that.
family? Right. An average room in Elk Grove right now is about $800 to $1,200 a month. So could you do that? Absolutely. If you don't have a family, or if you have multiple family members that can't afford to buy a house, think about renting multiple rooms. I have another young gentleman who did the exact same thing where he was living with roommates for so long during his college years that right after college, he bought and he rented every single room out in a couple rooms. He actually rented out to multiple people and he was totally perfectly fine with that. Not only did he get his mortgage back, but he got his mortgage back and then some. So could you guys do this? Definitely. Okay. It's a great starter.
Yeah, that's a great start to a dream home. If like
Yes.
in the beginning, and you're getting into home ownership for the first time, you don't really know what you want yet. I always like to say, buy something you need right now, and don't step outside of uh that area to where it's above your means. So that way you don't change your lifestyle. Because when you're buying a home, like a lot of first time home buyers don't consider their lifestyle. They think,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm gonna buy a home and everything I do is gonna remain the same. It might not
Yes.
be the same anymore because you're gonna have to save for maintenance, you're gonna have to save for like tax, insurance, etc., utilities, all of that. And then when you do all of that, your lifestyle is gonna change. And um, like sometimes you hear people say, I'm gonna be eating ramen noodles for the rest of my life. And you don't want to be like that. So in order not to do that, like buy something that's within your means. Meaning that if you live in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath right now, and you're perfectly fine the way it is, then maybe instead of buying something that's outside of that that's bigger, maybe just buy something that's similar to what you're renting right now, just so that you can own it. And then as the years go by, similar to this example that Lisa just did right now, use that equity when you sell to buy your dream home.
Yeah.
Perfectly
Absolutely.
fine. It's perfectly fine doing it that way. Don't let
Yeah.
anybody tell you, oh, you should just buy your dream home. Who cares? They're
Yeah.
not paying your bills.
Exactly. Everybody's circumstances is different, you guys. And recently we just had somebody that came to us, and I get this a lot, and it breaks my heart every single time when people tell me it's a bittersweet. Um, I can't even call it a victory. It's more of like, you're the first lender or your first agent on Chia's side. I was like, that didn't make me feel judged. First of all, nobody should ever make you feel that way. And if they do, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for that. As an industry professional, I can't believe that people still treat people like that. And really, at the end of the day, it is not about you purchasing this one house. It's about you building wealth for yourself instead of somebody else. And again, if it's not for you, that's totally fine. I wanted to share with you what your potential would be if you stayed a renter and what your potential would be to actually be an owner. And I want to share with you another scenario so that you know that, hey, This is a multiple situation. So for you sellers who have purchased your house 3 to 5 years ago and your family has grown, your parents are getting older and they want to move in with you, any of that kind of situation, and you're wondering, well, how am I going to have enough money? I barely had enough when I started out on my first home. Well, this is exactly how, and this is the perfect time for you to transition into the buy up situation. So I have another scenario. Chia, if it's okay if I can share this one as well.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So in this situation, I had a buyer in 2018. Okay. Actually, let me try this again. Sorry, guys. Okay. This one was actually one in Sacramento. Sorry, guys. Let me change that.
Is it a manufactured home?
Yep, it was a manufactured home. So I wanted to share
Oh.
this one with you guys so that you guys know, don't shy away from that either, okay? Because the equity absolutely went up on that as well, because homes are just so limited right now. So they bought this one in 2018 for $250,000. That was it. Again, very minimal down payment. And this person opted to get all the lender credits in order to cover all of his closing costs. Okay. And his cost out of pocket was less than $9,000, you guys. Okay. And in this situation, think about that. That's either less or just as much or a little more than your first, your last, and your security deposit for that rental income. Okay. In this situation, because he opted for that at that time in 2018, manufactured interest rates are higher than regular homes. Okay. So he opted for a 4.75% interest rate. The monthly payment was a little shy of $1,800 here. And prior to that, again, same situation. Okay. His rent was about $1,500. His mortgage versus rent difference was $282. Okay. And because he had this since 2018, it's 4 years. So we're looking at about $13,500. Okay. If, again, you were in this situation, you decided to rent for forever, okay, and your landlord never changes your rent, you're looking at a potential savings of a little over $22,000. Still good. Still good. Today, that same manufactured home is worth roughly about $375,000. So he earned $125,000 by putting less than $9,000 selling his house. This is the cost, okay? $30,000 to both agent sides, $5,000 for closing costs. Remaining loan amount is about $230,000. So his take home is roughly about $109,648. He earned almost 5 times. 5 times, guys. Okay.
Is this you said it's a manufacturer? Is this
This
do
is
you remember if it's do you know if it's one where they placed on the land or RV park or anything like that?
So this is a manufactured home. We can lend on manufactured home that is not in a mobile home park. The difference between a mobile home and a manufactured home, guys, is the year that it's built, 1976. Okay? So remember that. As long as it's not in a mobile home park, as long as it's on stable grounds, it doesn't have wheels, things like that, or visible, we can actually lend on that. So don't shy away from those.
Got it.
It may save you a lot of money. And with that, okay, he's selling his house. Let's say he doesn't want to go up that high. Okay. He's purchasing at 500,000. Again, this situation, he decides to put only 10% down because he wants a little bit more funds for later on. Okay. And with that, all the closing costs and everything like that, his cost out of pocket is $60,600. He still has about $49,000 left. Interest rate is 3.75. His monthly payment is $27.66. old mortgage is 1782. In this situation, he does have elderly parents that are going to come live with him that are going to actually share in the mortgage, and they are going to pay that $1,000 every single month. So it makes sense for him to now go into a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom,
Mm.
regular single family residence in a decent neighborhood in Sacramento, okay, instead of the mobile home area. Okay, this one was actually 95828 823.
Got it. South Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't the best, but it was a great starting point.
Right.
And
Right.
if you think about it, guys, how many of you would have liked to say, "Oh man, I had $9,000 in 2018. I would have loved to buy a house then."
It's not the same price as it was back then
No,
anymore.
it's not. And I don't want you guys to stress out and worry about what you could have done 10 years ago and waste another 10 years thinking about that. Can it possibly happen again in the next 10 years? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, prices in the Bay Area have exceeded 7 figures for a very long time now. Are we going to get there?
I
I
hope
think we
not.
might. There's already a market, a 7-figure market
Oh
in
yeah, in
Sacramento
Sac.
already.
Yeah, there is.
So it might be coming a lot sooner than we thought.
We'll see. If that's the case, we need more affordable housing for
Mm-hmm.
many buyers out there because you and me, we have a lot of clients right now that are looking under 500K,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
And
they're
that's
not
okay
asking for
too.
much. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not asking for much. They're asking for like at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bath
Yeah.
in a decent area, and under 500K, they're still getting outbidded. I just met up with a client yesterday. We were looking at a house, and this house was not even the prettiest, and they got outbidded like probably over 50K. And
Mm,
he couldn't fathom bidding over price 50K because he was hoping to put 50K into the house to make it look nice.
yeah.
And like that's really the nature of the market right now, you guys. Is everybody's competing. Like that area. Um, which brings me to my next point is when you're buying a home, it's really important to understand what your goals are. For him,
Yeah.
he's an investor. He's buying this for a long-term purpose of potentially flipping it and renting it out as an investment property. But for right now, he's probably gonna live in it for like a few years until that happens. So his goal is a little bit different. That's why he wanted to remodel it and make it nice and then
Makes
later
sense.
flip it. But I was telling him for somebody that's bidding on this house that's going 50K over asking, it's competing with you. They're not looking to flip it. They're looking to move into this area because they love this area and they're trying to make this house a home. So that means they're not going to flip it in 2 years like you are. They're going to live in it for maybe 30 years. They're probably going to pass it down to their kids because this is the area that a lot of folks do that in. And so I was explaining that to him, and he was just trying to put himself in that buyer's shoes. And then he was able to see, I could see why somebody would be able to be willing to bid that high for this house then, because it is a nice area. So
Yeah.
you gotta look at your overall goal. Like when you're buying a home, that's why whenever we do consultation with buyers, I always ask them like, "What's your goal for this house? Are you planning to just buy it so that you get out from your rent, and own a home that belongs to you, it's yours, and then upgrade later? Or are you planning on buying this and flipping it in 2 years because you're not going to be in the state of California for any longer?" Like
Yeah.
everybody's goal is so different to where now you're going to have to buy accordingly to that goal.
Yeah.
And that is so important. And many first-time home buyers don't consider that. And that's something every first-time home buyer should consider. So yeah. Well, thanks, Lisa, for sharing all that loan scenarios.
You're very welcome, guys.
Anthony D says Lisa is awesome.
Aw, thank you, Anthony.
Who's this? Who's this Anthony
He's a pretty awesome guy.
D? He sounds pretty awesome for the comment. But I wanted to go over something else with you guys. So while Lisa was doing that, here, let me just
Yeah.
pull this up. Let me share my screen with you guys. While Lisa was doing that, okay, I was doing a search in Elgrove for just a starter home that a person will want to buy in the Sacramento area. Okay, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and let's just say the budget is 500K. Okay, 500K starter home, 3 bedroom, 2 bath minimum. Okay, I just want to show you guys what's out there so that way you guys know what you guys are up against. If you guys are in the market and this is your budget, you're looking for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage in Sacramento under 500K. Okay, you want a decent area, let's just say. So 380. Let's look at this home together. All right, it's over in 95842. That's like North Highlands area. Oh, they
Looks pretty
still live here.
roomy.
It looks roomy, but hey, that's a wide angle lens, Lisa. You know better. It's probably not that big in person.
Well, you guys know better. I only see pictures as a lender.
Well, this is a 1,500 square foot home.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's
Well,
okay. It's a perfect starter home, you know.
yeah, yeah. It looks pretty decent. I mean, look at how much big furniture. Those recliners are huge.
It is huge, but I don't know. Just from looking at this, I feel like this is a tight house. Okay. So it's not very new, you know, like somebody could come in here and still put some personality updates into it. That's a yard, you know. Oh, somebody's in the photo. Oh my gosh. Don't you hate it when agents take photos like this from their
Well,
cell
I think one of
phones?
my yeah, I think one of my other agents was like, "Is like guys, do better for your sellers." You know, yeah, it is a seller's market, but
But still,
buyers are not buyers are people. You want more traffic, you gotta make it a little bit more attractive. But you know, to each their own. Not
right.
everybody serves people the
Well,
way you do.
I
Yeah.
could I could understand. Well, I could understand why they took pictures like this for this one because there's a tenant that lives there right here. It's they're month to month and they're paying about $1,700 a month for this house right now. So this is 380,000 for a 3 bedroom 2 bath in the Sacramento area. Let's go over to like a little bit more of a high ticket price, near towards like the 500K. Okay. So this is 2,000 square foot. It's at South Sacramento. Okay. Looks big. Yeah, that's very roomy right there. The photos could be a lot better. Again, with the photos, you know, like they could have done better. That kitchen looked very
Yeah, that's not bad.
small.
It's got a kind of like a pantry right there, almost.
Yeah,
You
right
know,
here.
on the side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
I love storage. If you guys don't know, yes, I love it when there's like little nooks and crannies that can store more stuff.
The more storage you have in your home, the more junk you're gonna buy to fill it up, Lisa. That's why I tell my wife.
You know, I get that, except we do come from a pretty big family, and come on, Gia, in our culture, when we entertain, we need a lot of that extra chairs and extra platters and all sorts of stuff.
I don't know. I try to be minimum as possible, and I'm always telling my wife the next house we get is gonna be a condo, and that's gonna be the house we retire in because I don't even get to enjoy my house. I come home, I eat, sleep, and go to work, repeat. That's it. So like
Oh,
I don't need anything that big, you know, like the bigger the home, like this home, this is 2,000 square foot. This is way too big for me. I'm perfect with like that old home, that other home where it was 1,500 square foot. That's perfect for me right there.
oh, and you know what? I used to say that as well, and then I just, you know, our house is the central house where everybody comes over and stuff. So We've gotten used to it in the last
Oh,
2
so
years.
you host a lot. See, for
Yeah, we
us,
do.
like, so I like to host. My wife don't like to host as much. She likes to go and join events, but
Oh,
she doesn't like to host that much. That's why we could get away with living in a smaller home.
well, then you guys need to come on over then, because we love to host.
So this home right here, the other one, the big one was 500K, okay? And
Yeah.
it was decent, it was a nice size home. This is 450, okay? And this
I like
is
the front yard on this one, Chia.
yeah, I know it looks nice. It was built in the
Yeah.
50s. It's 1400 square foot. You know, let's look at it. Yeah, it's got a lot of parking space. See, this is
Okay.
pretty nice.
Is the driveway as big as it looks there? Because it's pretty awesome. It looks
The
like it could
driveway is
possibly
really big. The driveway is very long, and I think this garage is detached. Yep, the garage is detached. So it's not attached to the home. So yeah, you could park a lot of cars. Maybe it even has an RV access, it looked like. It's an older style home. These are the original hardwood floors right there. You could
they
tell
don't
they
make them
still
like
live
the way
here.
they used to. So if you have the original ones, those are actually really
Original.
good and they're quite
Original.
expensive. Yeah.
Because nobody does it anymore. You gotta find like a specialist to come out and replace just one of that wood tile. So this is what you guys get for 450 in Sacramento.
Not bad. You know
You
how
know,
much
it's
that's going
three.
to be in San Jose? That's
Oh yeah, I
1.1 million
know.
dollars in San Jose,
I believe
in the
you.
rough part of
Oh
town too.
yeah, we're not even gonna talk about Bay Area. That's such a crazy market over there.
I know, but you have Bay Area people on this channel too, so I just wanted to let
We
them
do.
know the comparison.
I know.
Hey,
Some of
I'm a
the
Bay Area girl deep down at heart too, so
you are.
I know.
You are. You miss going, but you miss the Bay Area.
I didn't realize how much I miss Vietnamese food until I came up here. So I've been here since 2005, guys. Okay, it took me
But there's
7 years.
Vietnamese food here too.
There is now. There is now.
Now?
But not in 2005.
Oh, really? When you first there
Yeah,
wasn't that much when you first got it. Okay.
yeah. There wasn't hardly any Asian food, period. So I didn't realize I missed that so much. And I do love the nightlife and everything when I was younger. But now that I'm older and everything like that, I was like, nah, I like the quiet. I like the calm. I like the fact that traffic is not that crazy yet, even though some parts of Elk Grove is just driving me nuts right now. But still better than the Bay Area.
No, I 100% agree. I wouldn't be able to know how to live in Bay Area.
That yard is huge.
It's huge. Yeah, this yard is huge. And this is like almost a quarter acre.
Wow, for 450.
Yeah, for
How much do you
450.
really think it's gonna go for, Tia?
This this might go for close to 500K.
Wow, that's actually pretty darn good for
This is
that
gonna
much
go for
land.
well, see, that's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
we're saying that now because we're in the trenches and we know what the homes are worth.
yeah,
But a year ago, this home wouldn't be the price it's at right now, you know? Like we would be saying something different. And that's why I'm showing these homes to you guys, is because I want you guys to have the mentality of today, not the
yeah,
mentality of last year or 2 years or 3 years when you first bought your home or when your friend or family member bought their first home. Because we're never gonna be back in that market again. Homes are going up. We're very low in inventory and prices are going to keep going up. And that's why we are doing these loan scenarios for you guys tonight. So that way you guys can see what your options are. And
right.
know that, you could still upgrade if, you have a significant amount of equity in your home and
Yeah,
utilize that as a big down payment on your dream home. It's still possible to do. And yeah, you might get outbidded a few times here and there, but like I tell every buyer right now, the first home you submit an offer on, most likely you're not going to get it accepted unless you're super competitive and you're super savvy as a buyer and you're super coachable and you know the game and you know how it works. You might get your offer accepted the first try, but a lot of first-time home buyers they're not getting their first offer accepted. The reason being is because first time home buyers tend to like um think that, you know what, I think this home is worth X amount, so I'm gonna only submit that. When that first time home buyer should have thought, even though I think this home is worth X amount, I need to submit based off of what the traffic is gonna submit, so that I could win the bid, and then do inspections, and then do appraisals, and then use that as a leveraging tool to negotiate the price later when I'm in escrow. If you think
Right.
like that, then you're gonna be you're gonna be a winner in this market. But if you think like the latter, then you're gonna be like, you're gonna burn yourself, and you're gonna get jaded, and you're gonna be super frustrated because you're gonna be like, man, the market is hella tough. I'm getting outbidded left and right. Like, I'm never gonna find my home. You're gonna get very like frustrated, and that's not what me or Lisa want for you. We want you guys to win, and so that's why we make these videos for you guys. We want you guys to know the market, know what you guys are up against, and know what you have as an option. So that way you guys could like use that arsenal to your advantage, because there's tips and
Absolutely.
tricks on how to maneuver around that. But you got to be coachable. And that means you got to trust your agent. If you don't trust your agent, then that means every strategy or tactic they have for you, you're not going to go with it. So that's why we're sharing all of this with you guys, because we want you guys to win, especially in this crazy market where there's way more buyers than there is sellers.
Yep.
But if you guys have other questions for me or Lisa, if you guys are also lost or confused about that loan scenario that Lisa did, or if you guys have a particular loan scenario for a friend that you guys want to know more about too, like me and Lisa could probably do a budget sheet for you guys too live. So ask away in the live chat. And while you're down there, don't forget to like the video. Helps me out a lot. What else did I want to show you guys? Let's go back. Okay, so we saw the 450 home. Pretty nice house with a big yard, all of
Yeah.
that. But what if you wanted something that was fully remodeled? Okay, then to that type of client, I would go here and I would say, okay, I would have to look up remodeled. Okay. And I would have to go to yes. Where is that at? Where is it at?
And realistically, guys, earlier when I did the pricing for those that did start out with a starter home, even if it's 450 and it's not exactly what you wanted, there was a good enough cushion for a remodel if needed.
Ooh, investors. Look, there's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot, almost a quarter acre lot for sale for 265. It needs work, of course, guys. There's only one photo.
That's an investor's dream come true.
Yeah, but it ain't
How
it ain't
much
gonna
is
go
it?
for this. It's 265.
Okay. What's the square
I don't think
footage?
it's 1,008.
Is there a potential?
It's not gonna go up. It's gonna go way above that. Oh, it's actually a bid. Let's go look at the bid. Let's go look at the bid. Kind of sidetracking here, but it's okay. Why didn't they put it on? Okay, yeah, this is a bid, so here. Let's look at it. I want to see how much the bid's at right now for this home. Why can't I find it? USA home bids. Okay, there it is. Wait, where's the homes? Okay, there it is. Let's go look at this bid. I get people sending me these type of listings all the time, saying, "Chia, that home is super cheap. Put a bid in." And I always tell them that it's a bid. It's not gonna go for that price. You're not gonna be able to lowball it. It's gonna be a lot higher. So it came on the market for 265. The current bid's already at 292.
Okay, so not a whole lot of margin.
Yeah, because how much is the home worth? Let's do some comps, okay? Let's do some comps on this home. See how much you could potentially flip it for. There's not too much in the area for this home. Let me take these out. Let's go to. Let's see how many is on. All right, there you go. Okay, so it's 1,000 square foot. Oh, you could potentially. They could probably sell this for over 360, maybe close to 400K.
Hey,
Yeah, because this one just sold at
that's not
365,
bad.
but it's only one bath, right? And then this one is going for 265, but right now the bid's at 292, depending on how much work it needs. Like if it needs a total rehaul, how much? Like 50K into it?
Yeah,
60? Let's just say 50. Okay, let's just say 50 or 60 for worst case scenario. You're
yeah.
out of pocket like almost 350.
This
Okay.
is more of like a flipper contractor's dream come true because realistically, right now, contractors. I mean, it took me over 6 months, you guys, and I had material and everything in my garage for the longest time before that project even started. So unless you actually are very, very, very tight with somebody, I mean, I love my contractors too, but I mean, they're busy. They have to work. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you know how to do this, if you're a contractor, it's probably going to cost less than $40,000. But if you're not, then it might cost a little bit more. But it seems like there's a good amount of margin on it, and if you do it right, um, it's a pretty good potential actually.
This is what I would say is good for a homeowner that is planning on remodeling a home accordingly to their preference and not go and buy something at retail that's already remodeled and they're gonna go in there and change out the backlash anyways. This is perfect for that because then you're buying your loan amount's gonna be very low because you're not buying retail and the remodel you're gonna be doing it while you're living there. So then this has potential for that to where you could potentially do that to this home. But most likely something like this, an investor's probably gonna try to grab it and do the bare minimum to flip it, make it look nicer, and put it back on the market like within 5 to 6 months. So this home might be back in the market again in 5 6 months, but guarantee you it's probably gonna go for like 400K or more.
360 to 4, huh? Maybe even
Mm-hmm.
more. Maybe
Maybe
even
even
more
more.
because that
Mm-hmm.
that time home prices will probably increase even more.
Yep. So this is it right here. Yeah. So whenever you guys send your agents home that's on the bidding site, the listing price is always gonna seem low, so it makes it look like a great deal. But always go to the bid site because the bidding on this doesn't end until the 23rd of wait, it ended already, right? Yeah, it ended already. So this one ended already. So that means that this buyer most likely got it for 292. And that's like almost $30,000 above ask price for a fixer. All right, let's go back. What's going on, pros and cons? Oh, what am I doing? Oops. Okay, there he goes. Looking at more homes. Here's another home, 460, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,400 square foot. Not bad. I like that curb appeal.
I like that one a lot.
Got RV access too.
Which is very rare.
This is nice.
I like the stone front right there. Ooh, that comes out cost really clean.
Oh, I know this layout. I just sold a layout like this not too long ago.
Is it a good one?
This layout's nice. Yeah.
Okay. It
I've
looks
seen
roomy.
some I've seen some to where this is a room and they made this into a fourth bedroom.
Oh,
No, a fifth bedroom. Yeah, fifth bedroom. So
nice.
I've seen that. But this is a pretty decent
Roomy.
sized living room.
Wow. Okay, they put the couch there. It kind of gives you kind of a visual. It is pretty big.
Yeah. Anthony says your videos helped me with the knowledge and research to purchase my first home. Learned a lot. Keep up the great work. Hey, congratulations, Anthony. That's why we do it. Make this content for you guys. That way you guys could be empowered and make the best decisions for your first purchase. And, start coming out on top. That's why we make these videos. Congratulations, Anthony. And thanks for being a subscriber. Without you guys, I wouldn't know what type of videos to make. It's because of all y'all comments that I get inspired to make these content. I get these ideas from you guys. So keep them coming. Stevie Wonder. Hello from Wisconsin. What's going on, Stevie? Wisconsin. Oh, man. You're in a whole new different market. Welcome aboard.
I wonder what the housing prices are in Wisconsin.
Way lower than here.
We beat New York in some places. It's crazy.
Do we? New York?
Some places, not
Okay,
the
yeah.
Manhattan side
Of
or.
course. Oh, yeah, of course. They got like condos that are like high risers, right? Yeah. This house is nice. It's not bad, at least from the photos.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
it's
pretty darn clean.
I think it's a perfect starter home, but look,
Yeah.
like something. So look, like something like this. Something like this is already 460, and we know this is not gonna. It just came on the market a couple hours ago. It's not gonna go for 460. It's gonna go for more. People are gonna go and view this, and it's gonna go for way more. We already know that because that's just the market right now. So like something like this, moving ready like this in a decent location in Sacramento, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, perfect starter home. This seller might get close to like 500K for this home. Unfortunately, I know that sounds like it's crazy for a lot of buyers. That man, I gotta bid that much. Yeah, that's the market right now, and that's why me and Lisa always say, if you're approved for 500K, for example, don't look at homes at 500K. If you look at homes at 500K, you have no more room to buffer and compete. So if you were to look at a house like this, 460, it gives you room to negotiate and compete because you still have $40,000 of approved amount. You see what I mean? So then you could bid all the way up to your max, which is 500K for a home like this. But if it was a ladder to where you bid it on a home that was 500K and all the competition coming in was at 550, you can't compete. You're bidding at 500K, the asking price, because that's your max budget price. You see how that works now? So that's why me and Lisa strategically tell majority of all of our first-time home buyers, if you are getting to this market, be prepared for that. So look at homes below your budget, and if you have to buy a home at your maximum, target a home that's been on the market for over 30 days. Okay? Because why 30 days, Chia? Because that home is not selling. There's a reason why that home is not selling. So maybe it's overpriced. You could probably go in there and submit right at asking for 500K and get it because the seller's still paying for a mortgage And obviously they're not getting any offers on it because it would have been gone already, or else or why is it still on the market, right? So for example, right, like this home is 27 days on the market. Let's take a look at why it's taking so long. It's a nice house. Look,
Mm-hmm.
Hollyhurst. Let's look at this home together.
I don't know where that area is.
Yeah, Hollyhurst 95823. Yeah, it's right there.
Mhm.
It's a nice area. But look, this is a nice home. Okay, I can tell
It is.
I can tell it's virtually staged. That's not really staged.
Ah, so
It's virtual.
you
But
have a good
anyways,
eye
it
for
looks
that. You can
nice.
tell.
It's remodeled. Everything's done in it. You know. So
Yeah,
why is
nice
this?
and
Why is
clean.
why is this home not selling? Let's find out. Let's find out. 27 days. Okay. I guarantee. Oh, it's owned by Open Door. That already tells you it's overpriced.
So they're trying to recoup that. So all these iBuyers are going to be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's no comp. This home is 1,200 square foot and it's going for 470. The a
Whew,
home a home that
whew.
sold for 430, the highest comp, 1,500 square foot, sold for 430. And this home is trying to go for 470. So they're off by $40,000. That's why the home is staying on the market for over 27 days, y'all. See, so this is a perfect example. If I was approved for, let's say, 470, and that's my max, and I was targeting home at my max, this is a prime suspect right here. I would target this home and go in there and give them exactly 470. They might take it because it's been on the market for 27 days.
Yeah.
But if this home just came on the market like last week and it's 470, no chance I'm gonna get it for 470.
Mhm.
Because other buyers, because here's what sellers are gonna say to something like that. If it's only been on the market for a week or less, they're gonna say, why am I gonna take this buyer's offer of asking price when there's all these other buyers over here that's giving me way more than my asking price? That's what every seller is thinking. So as a first-time home buyer, you have to think like a seller right now. What is a seller looking for? And then now you just gotta match that with your subject property that you're getting ready to submit an offer on. So then you know how to submit an offer on that particular property that you like. Hopefully this makes sense. This is a lot of good nuggets. If you're with an agent and your agent's not telling you this, you need to go back to them and tell them to come check out this video. I'm just playing. Let me read some videos. Stevie Wonder, yes sir, closing on fourplex for $370K. Wow, $370K for a fourplex in Wisconsin. That's a great deal. How much
That
is
is a
your rent?
really great deal.
A fourplex. A fourplex here in Sacramento is like $500-600K.
That's actually really, really good. I wonder what the rent is going to be for that. I'd love to price that out. I'm actually looking at,
370K, right?
yeah, I'm looking at other states to do the fourplexes too.
Yeah, he's in Wisconsin. Oh, he says off market.
Of course. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Rent is $2,200 each unit, or is that your mortgage? Sounds like your mortgage. How much are you gonna rent each unit out for, Stevie Wonder? Oh yeah, okay. So he's gonna rent out each unit for $925, and his
Okay.
PITI is $2,200. That's a good deal. You're cash flowing.
Yeah.
You're making like over $3,000 on rents. That's
900 for a fourplex,
925
you said?
for a fourplex.
Okay. Or a fourplex minus 2,200 for his PITI.
Yep,
$1,400 every single month. That's pretty darn awesome. So
that's a
1,400
good cash
times
flow.
12, that's 16,800, and he's buying it for 370.
Yep, he's buying it for 370.
That's pretty darn good.
That's
25% down.
really good. I don't know.
See how curious we are? Like, oh, the other side. Like, ooh,
Ninth
I'm
unit,
crunching
hoping
out,
to catch up to
looking
y'all.
at my calculator and crunching it already.
While we wait for that, pros and cons says, can you do a 40-year mortgage?
There are certain lenders that can do it. They're opening it up a little bit more. We haven't done that just yet. Um, I'm thinking they might just because the interest rate is higher, but it is riskier for the lender. The lender actually wants you to pay back your mortgage sooner rather than later.
I think the 40-year mortgage was more for the people that did a forbearance pros cons, and then they did a loan modification because they were resuming paying after their forbearance came to an end.
Well, if our market continues to be like this, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it as a 40, maybe even a 50 to make the monthly payments more affordable for people.
I don't think that's a bad idea, because as long
Yeah.
as somebody could get into the door and it's affordable monthly,
Yeah.
with the way the market's going up, shoot, leverage that, get equity, and then go buy a dream home, like what me and Lisa was talking about earlier on this live stream. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a bad idea, but yeah, 40%. There you go, pros and cons. Stevie Wonder said he did 25% on that fourplex.
Yeah. I figured much.
Yeah. Jay says, how's the market in Sacramento now? It's hot.
Hot. Super
Hot.
crazy hot.
No homes, Jay. You gonna sell your house, man, and move to Texas? I see your post. Jay just bought his home not too long ago, but it went up in value. He got it for a good deal.
That's good. That's good. Well, here's the thing with Texas, because I was actually considering moving to Texas before I went to Sacramento. The home prices at that time and right now, still in certain areas of Texas, was pretty much the same as it is in Sacramento. The thing is, their property tax can be super duper high, guys. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. There's in certain areas that we were looking at, I guess because it was a brand new build as well, it went from somewhere in between 2.5% all the way to 4.5%, you guys. Okay. The Melrose, the school there, I have to say, the
What?
school system over there, their public school is ranked much, much higher than most of our public schools here in California. So most of their property tax actually goes to that. So it's a wonderful thing. But to me, it's just like, think about it, guys. Eventually, okay, you can pay off your mortgage. You can never pay off Uncle Sam. Property tax will be property tax, even if he doesn't increase that. Will be there forever and ever. So I was looking at that. I was like, okay, great. My mortgage is lower, but my property tax is 3 times higher. So I think I'm gonna stay here.
See, and that's what I
Yeah.
would figure, right?
Yeah.
People always compare California home price to other states, and I always say, don't just look at the home price. You gotta look at the overall picture. How much is
Yes.
utilities over there compared to here? How's the weather over there compared to here? How's the taxes? How's the like all of that? You gotta take that into consideration, right? And then when you do that, is it similar to living in California, or is it better, or is it worse? Don't just look at one aspect of it. That's like me. That's like me deciding to go and buy a shirt based off of one factor I like about the house. I mean, about the shirt. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, even though I don't like the color, I don't like the size. I'll buy it because it has a nice design. It's a shirt. Like that's a stupid decision. You gotta compare. You gotta weigh your pros and cons.
You do, and you have
You
to
can't just
take
go
the
based off of one thing.
lifestyle, the weather. I mean, there's quite a few people that moved to California and came back as well, and they're bummed about that because the weather, grass isn't always greener. So you have to kind of get, if you're moving out of state, stay there for a little bit, stay there for all seasons so that you can really understand, do you like shoveling snow? Some people are so used to that already that it's not a difference for them. But again, grass isn't always greener in other places.
Mm-hmm. Stevie Wonder says, I've heard not 100% on it, but I heard 40-year mortgage is with a 10-year interest only.
Yes.
That would
Certain
suck.
lenders are paying that back. Yeah.
What? That would suck.
Yes and no. Yes and no, because you think about it, okay, Chia? Okay. um, every loan that's out there, it's to cater for a certain market. So if it's interest only, if you're buying $650,000, maybe you want your mortgage to be less than $2,000. This is a way to make that happen. And a lot of times when people are buying their first home, as we all see, and you're pricing it out, most people will sell their houses, their first house within the first 5 to 7 years. So in that situation, nothing really changed for them. The only thing is, it is a gamble. It is a chance that you're going to have to take, because 5, 7 years from now, is the market's going to go down or is it going to go up? You would think at this time it would already go down, because historically, right, 10 to 15 years is when the market turns. This time around, it is a very different market, because we still have very low inventory. So unless all the iBuyers just decide, I was like, you know what, we're just going to be done with this, we had a fair, we're going to bring it all back. And realistically, because we still have so many people, you're looking at all the investors that are already ready, looking to pounce on this, guys. So I don't
that
see
type of loan, Lisa, the interest
Mhm.
only, is perfect for the investor.
Exactly. Perfect for the investor.
But then that's the thing, though, like, this is what I don't see that makes sense, right? Right. Obviously, we have an issue with inventory, right? As a
Yeah.
nationwide thing. There's all of these things that are coming out, like this 40-year. If it really is the case, like what you're saying, the first 10 years is interest only. That doesn't benefit any homeowners at all.
Yes and no. Yes and no, Chia. Think about it. If you're going to sell your house in 5 to 7 years anyway, what does it matter?
I know, but then like, I can see that, but then that's such a gamble that I would never want to be part of.
Yeah.
Because it's like
You're
me
right.
saying, it's like me saying, hey, the house is gonna keep going up for the next 5 years. I don't know that.
Right. And
Hey,
even with
interest rate's gonna stay low for the next 5 years. I don't know that.
Right. And that's the thing, guys. Okay. The interest rates might not actually be lower. It's just you're paying the interest only payment. So it seems that it's lower too. So definitely do all your checks and balances, take a look at the whole scenario, and make sure that whoever you work with gives you those options. Hey, if you did it this way, if you did it that way, what's the benefit of each program? Do your due diligence as well. That's why Chi and I are here. In the event that you just don't have somebody that that can do that for you, at least you know enough to know how to vet the people that you're going to have on your team to help you buy the biggest purchase of your life.
Always run the numbers. Like what me, Lisa says,
Yeah.
do a budgeting plan. If it makes sense, numbers don't lie. Just
Yep.
do the numbers first. Thanks for the comment, Stevie Wonder. He has another one. Y'all able to discuss about your interest rates in the next few years, if the Fed's going to be hawkish, and how's that going to affect buyers and sellers? Rates are going to go up.
Yeah, it's going to go up, guys. It's already gone up. Okay. We're like not even in the middle of February yet, and the rates already went up. But right now, perfect situation. The rates are already in the high threes, low fours. Okay. 30-year fix, perfect credit, 20% down. That's what you got. In November, it was still high twos, low threes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they already said that they're going to continue to increase it. And every single time we as mortgage loan officers are looking at it, it's like a Wolf on Wall Street type of situation. I was like, geez, man, we got to pull the button. We got to push the rate lock right now. Otherwise, it's going to change in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, and with the rates going up, it's going to affect buyers and sellers, because sellers are refinancing, they're not going to get much back. Buyers, we really got buyers right now, Lisa, that just because the rates went up a couple of weeks ago, they can't even buy the home that they were able to buy but prior to the rates going up.
See, that's the
because
thing,
now
guys.
their purchasing power went down.
Yeah, and I, a lot of times when you're going out there and people want to sell you everything, the higher your purchase price is, the bigger the commission is for your loan officer and for your realtor. Okay, we're going to be very transparent with that. But of all the shows that she and I have done together, and prior to me being on this show, I'm pretty sure he'll tell you guys, okay, let's start you guys off small. So it's not more than what you guys can choose. You can have a comfortable lifestyle, and then that way you can have a little bit of wiggle room to negotiate. And when I do the pricing for you guys, I always tell you that it's going to be at kind of a worst case scenario so that you can come in with the right expectations.
Always make room as a buffer for your
Yep.
closing costs, for your purchasing price, for your mortgage, everything. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna be paying your bill but you.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
your agent, not your lender, not your title officer, not your insurance rep, you. So you gotta budget and stick to that budget because it's important. You know, it's a livelihood thing. So you gotta consider that. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, rates going up, it's gonna affect everyone.
Yeah.
Pros and cons says bad time to buy a new home with rates raising and long build time.
Yes, yes. And so many more of them don't want you to have representation. They don't want you to turn away. They don't want you to know that once you put that deposit down in a certain amount of months, you won't get that deposit back. Okay. And they will shove their lender to you so that their lender can vouch for them doing shady stuff. I hate to say it that way. I have a love-hate relationship with builders. There's some builders out there that are phenomenal. They reach out to me to help them too, without being their in-house lender. But there are certain ones out there that they're just in there to try to sell because they have a quota that they have to fulfill.
Mm-hmm. Here's what you guys need to consider, okay, if you guys are buying a new build. Remember, it takes about 6 months or more to build your new home.
Yeah.
And you cannot lock in your interest rate on your mortgage until within 30 days of your projected close date. So
Typically.
that means if you got in, let's say if you went and got a new build today, it was priced at $500K, and your rate today that they quoted you was 3.75. And you're like, yeah, I could do that. 6 months later, your month is the month you're about to close because the home is being built. The lender calls you and says, okay, it's time to lock in your rate. Let's look over those numbers. Great. Send over the closing disclosures, lender. They send over the closing disclosures and your interest rate, because the feds are supposed to be raising rates 3 more times this year. Now it's 3.7 to 4.5 or maybe 5%, and your mortgage payment goes up. And you say, I can't pay this no more.
Well,
Let's say you
okay.
can't.
That's not even just it, you guys. Okay. You have to also consider that by that time, if you right there on the edge and everything, and you're really, you already told your landlord is okay, I'm only going to stay here for another year. They already got another tenant in place and everything. And then come find out the interest rate raises and more, you no longer qualify. So you don't have that buffer, and builders are known to try to sell you everything under the sun. So you start out that house with 500,000, you ended up with 575 because of
All
3
those
upgrades or something
upgrades.
ridiculous like that. 3
Not
upgrades. I
just
mean, cabinets, they overpriced everything. And remember, you are also, not only are you paying for that 3 upgrade as overpriced, your property tax is going to be at the sale price of 575. So you're kind of like financing it forever and ever. So definitely consider all those numbers. Okay. We're not here to tell you what's bad, what's good. We're here to say, protect yourself. People
budget.
out there aren't going to
Always
do it
budget.
for you. Okay. I hope
They're
that you
not.
guys find somebody that can do that for you. But if you don't, at least you have enough information, I hope, from us so that you can make an educated decision and not let them sell you all the bells and whistles.
Just because you're approved for a certain amount doesn't mean you should be utilizing that amount.
Yes.
Because you could be losing money every month after paying for all your Netflix subscriptions, your Hulus, and eating out with your partner every night and then, going out partying, like whatever you do on the daily, they don't consider that on your debt to income ratio. So remember that.
Right. Yeah. And for those of you guys that have come to me to do a monthly savings plan, I add Hulu and Netflix and gym and date night for you guys. I do that.
Yeah, so like you gotta be real. Only you know your true utilization, your true debt to income every month. Your lenders are only gonna see what's on your credit report.
Yeah.
So remember that. So yeah, if the rates go up, and you're about time locking it in, and you can't qualify for that loan no more, when you cancel, that deposit might not be yours no more because you signed a contract.
Exactly. So when you don't have representation to really read the contract, a regular contract is about less than 20 pages, right, Chia? With the disclosures and everything, maybe 25.
Around there.
The lender, the builder one, I've seen it go up to 250 pages in very, very small font.
They do that for a reason, y'all.
Yep.
But okay, we're gonna close out. Thanks so much for all the comments. We really appreciate it. It was fun. Hopefully, you guys got something out of it. If you guys did, again, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us a lot. And we will see you guys next time. If you guys have more questions or concerns or comments, anything like that, you guys know how to reach me and Lisa. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.